Good morning, people. So I go to my AA meeting this morning, and I guess they had some problems with the plumbing, so there's no AA today, not till Monday. But here's the thing: that meeting, you know what I'm saying? That meeting is affected. There's several other meetings in my area, so having plumbing problems at the meeting I go to isn't going to affect my sobriety. I'll just go to another meeting. Yeah, that's or go to an online one. But the cool thing about it was there was a little fellowship. I kind of woke up pissed off this morning, man. My glasses. I woke up for some reason. My glasses were broke. Very odd because I don't sleep with them on. But anyways, yeah, it's funny like that. So I go fellowship for a little while. We talk to a couple of guys, and then I get back to the house. And I was kind of pissed off this morning, and just I didn't even go through a whole meeting. I just went through talking to some people out front, and now I feel drastically better. My day is a little bit better than what it was when I first got up out of bed. So that is the awesomeness of this program, and that's the awesomeness of the fellowship and having people that, hey, we all have the same problem with alcohol, man. Alcohol or drugs, can I help you? How do I help you? And just talking for 5-10 minutes, smoking cigarettes outside this place. I knew yesterday because I went to an online meeting. They told us, but I had to check it out, see if it was true. I normally go to my Wednesday meeting. That's my home group, so I always make sure to go to that one. That's the one day a week I definitely get there. It's also a big book meeting, so we read out of the big book. That's where I get, my ground and guidance from it. So, yeah, but like I said, what it's funny, something like that. It sucks, man, because a lot of people do rely on this meeting for the holidays. There's a lot of newcomers that are trying to get their shit together, and this kind of puts a deterrent in their stuff. Now, like I said, there's a clubhouse literally down the fucking street, man. I've been to the noon meeting there, and they got comfier chairs than my home group, But it's not even that. I mean, with the advance in technology, with when COVID happened, that's why we have a online Zoom meeting now, So the old analogy that, hey, I can't get to a meeting, you can't really say that anymore because there's all these, you can still get to a meeting via the internet. You know what I'm saying? I did that yesterday, as a matter of fact. I had a real good meeting yesterday morning. And it was online. I was doing it in my living room, sitting there just chilling. And, yeah, it is a profoundly different way of life, man. The type of stuff I used to do, man, you couldn't catch me going anywhere unless it had to do with money, you know? And this is why I said the money is the root of all evil. I used to count that shit a lot, and it was part of what I was. And I let that money, I had an addiction to money as well. The drugs were like a catalyst. Because when I had the money, I had the power. And that power will make you, yes. That's it. You ever heard the term drunk on power? Some real shit. And I've seen it a million times. I try to check myself and limit myself with that. I don't like being broke neither. Don't get it that twisted. I don't like being broke, but I'm grateful. I was having a conversation with my girlfriend last night, and I told her, I said, whenever I start to feel ungrateful, I always got to remember that somebody has it worse than me. And where I'm at, look, I was homeless around 2015, 2016. Went to fucking prison for like, I did 2 bids. I did some time in Florida. I did some time in Virginia. And I came out. And that right there, yeah, I mean, from 2015 to 2019 was just some of the most chaotic time. I mean, I was drug addicted. I was drinking all the fucking time. I didn't care about going to jail. Honestly, when I lived in Florida, I was before I got clean in Florida, I was on a one-way trip to death. Like I was very very close to it. I had a seizure. I used to have this porta potty. I couldn't wait to get back to the house. It was right out front of my house. Like literally 2 seconds I could be in where I was staying, but I would smoke this shit in the porta potty. I had a seizure one night in the fucking porta potty smoking this shit. And the next day I got high again. Flirting with death. And I will say this, dude, I'm glad I got arrested in Florida. And I say that because if I didn't get arrested and have to go through that crazy, look, Jacksonville jail's a whole nother entity, man. I've been locked up several places before this. And nothing could prepare me for the type of shit I seen in there. It's wild. Dead ass. If a motherfucker say they're from Duval, best believe they about that shit. It was very violent. It was, compared to Virginia jail, we do paperwork checks and shit in there, but Virginia jail, motherfuckers ain't be like, go step, you just came in the pod, go step in there and we want to see what you're about. That's Florida jail. It's called the Test of Heart. I got into the pod and people immediately approached me and was like, you're either going to fight or get stolen from. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? I threw them fucking hands. I'm going to let you know I ain't a bitch right off the bat. I was in that jailhouse, man, and, there was a lot of different things that really affected me, man. The stabbings, watching the violence, while I'm sitting there tattooing in the cell. Watching people get beat the fuck up. Locks and socks. Back to the wall. That impression like you don't know when shit's going to jump off. It could jump off at any goddamn time. That's not a way to live, man. It did stroke my ego a little bit because I was like, hey, yeah, I'm tough. I survived Jacksonville jail. Yeah, okay. I survived it. Yeah. Do I want to go back? Fuck no. No, dude. Yo, I'm tired of bag lunches. Fuck that. Yeah. Bag lunch every fucking day. One orange. No. Fuck you. Praying you get peanut butter and jelly because that fucking ham is not ham. Trading your I will trade you two ham sandwiches for a peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, dude. No one should have to live like that. Surviving off of noodles. Horrible. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, we bricked up real good in that moment. In cell 23, we was eating fucking good. I had the tattoo shit going on. I had another, my cellmate was a fucking coke dealer, so he had all types of money on the books. Like, we was eating good. It wasn't an issue. We had the best cell, too, man, because we were under the stairs. Our cell became the fucking cell people fought in, because you couldn't see it from the booth, So we would rent it out for people to knuck around in and shit. It's ridiculous, man. And that molded me into something. Having to go through all that. By the time I hit the it wasn't even that. It was the pea farm. When I went to the pea farm and I did slave labor for about 4 months. I worked for free in the prison industrial complex. I didn't get my fines paid off. They didn't give me no money to come home with. I still came home with fines and shit like that. I just worked. That's the state law in Florida is when you're sentenced, they move you to a work camp. So I know what slavery actually feels like. And it does not feel good. To work all day and get nothing, that is really fucked up. And that's unfortunately kind of how America's looking. Like, they really didn't get rid of slavery. They just renamed it. They rebranded it under the prison industrial complex. If you look, Netflix has a whole series about the 13th Amendment, and they talk about this. And I agree with it because I've been through the prison industrial complex, dude. It's a money-making machine. And when you get your foot caught in the snare, it's a hard thing to get out of it. Like, once you already have a record. Me, I'm a 2-time felon. I got coke charges, cocaine and distribution on my fucking record. I don't have no violent charges. I don't have no weird fucking, pedophilia or none of that shit on my record, dude. It's all drug related, man. Mainly alcohol, dude, because all the wild shit I do, I'm always drunk. Because when I drink, I just don't fucking care. I'll be like, yeah, hell yeah, dude, we do that. Let's go right now. Like, that's my mentality, dude. Now that I don't drink, it's not like that. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not gonna risk my freedom for stupid shit. So that is a lot of what I'm trying to say, man. When the change starts to happen, to go back to what you was, and I'm only human, man, because like I still have that sick thought mentality in my head, right? I know where I've been, so when somebody tries to test me, it goes back into that type of mode where fucking knuck up or we can shoot it out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how my fucking brain works sometimes, and I'm trying to live this new way of life because fuck, I've done already too much time in jail, man. It sucks. It really fucking sucks to lose your shit. And honestly, I just can't. I can't vibe with it no more, man. People's places and things, you know. And it is. It's a wonderful way of being able to come out of yourself, man. I feel like if everybody did the steps, you find. I said this, but the first time I went to AA, like running the steps makes you look at you, right? All the cruddy, fucked up, dumb shit you've done, man. If you could have seen my 4-step list, ooh, God, dude. And I used to always relapse around the 4th step, man. But after a while, man, I got through it. I started actually using this program for what it was, finding that type of enlightenment. And the cool thing about it is, you know, I constantly refer to how I used to be. You know, that way I can establish that I've changed a little bit, at least a little bit, man. The one thing the one thing I was telling my sponsor on the way back here, when I first moved into this house, I mean, it was not unregular for 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, me and the roommates being out back drunk as fuck fighting each other, you know? And it wasn't until I got clean and I talked to the neighbor next door, man, and like I found out he was in the program. Didn't even know he was in the program, man. And we started talking, and I made some amends because I realized, you know, he's got a daughter. I think she's in college now, right? But this was 5 years ago, so she would have been like what, in middle school? Is it appropriate for me to be fucking drunkenly fist fighting people in the backyard for somebody to see that shit, an impressionable kid? You know, it's not, dude. So, like, you know, I had to make these amends, man. And it's cool, dude. I love my neighbor. He looks like the drummer from Green Day. I think he's the drummer from Green Day. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Shit, if you are, man, let me go on tour with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, I know he's not. His tattoos are different. It's a joke, though. But they look similar in the face. And by talking to him, when I found out that he was in the program as well, I was like, well, shit. Hey, if I ever get squirrely, can I come knock on your door? Now, that's right next door, man. This is why I was talking about community and neighborhoods and stuff like that. I never had this before. In the neighborhoods I lived in, you couldn't trust your neighbors, dude. You might get robbed. You might get killed. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's very new for me to have this and to change my mentality to try to fit in with normal people when I used to be the one to be like, yo, you're going to do what the fuck I say regardless. You know? Because I'm not living selfishly like that no more, man. I'm really concerned about the way my actions affect other people, you know. And I feel like we could all learn from that. And hopefully you can. Well, this is going to be my little quip bit today. I did a bunch of crazy stuff yesterday. I'm taking it easy. I tripped over a broom while I was cleaning yesterday, and I kind of messed my knee up a little bit. So I'm going to stay off that, put it in the brace, keep it up, and just kind of chill out today. So hopefully y'all have a blessed day. If you are struggling, man, any of this stuff helps you, I'm glad it does. So thank you for that opportunity, man. Y'all have a blessed one.